Today is February 10th. I'm Tatsuya.
I'm Aprigida.
I'm Noah.
And we are
Volunteers. And this is
Simon Says!
Hey Kevin, are you making coffee?
Yeah, I'm making a little bit of coffee to give me some energy today.
Oh, what kind of interesting way to make coffee? What is this?
Yeah, this is some kind of instant coffee from Japan. A student gave this to me, and it kind of reminds me of some of the culture shock I had when I was living in Japan.
Wow, but look at that. That's neat.
Yeah, it's pretty fancy.
Yes. So you culture shock in Japan? Tell me about it.
Yeah, there's quite a few things that are different. The coffee,
Okay.
how common it is to make this kind of instant coffee. But, I really thought the use of cash was different. Yeah, there's a lot of cash in Japan.
Okay.
In Canada, I use a wallet like this, nice and small.
For all your cards?
Yeah, just credit card, debit card, driver's license. But in Japan, I had to find like a big wallet.
Wow, that's a monster.
Yeah, to fit all my change and my numerous IC cards and all my bills. So that was pretty shocking for me.
Interesting, and in Japan they still use cash, eh?
Yeah, they still use a lot of cash. What about you, Susanna? Have you felt culture shock before?
Well, I think when I first came to Canada, my husband was driving me crazy eating peanut butter and jam sandwich all the time, especially for lunch.
I think they're pretty good for lunch. I think I've maybe eaten 5,000 peanut butter and jam sandwiches for lunch before.
Ew, that's a lot of sandwiches.
I'm just Canadian. But I wonder, do our students think anything weird about Canadians?
In winter, I see some people outside with shirts. It's -25. It's insane for me. I can't do it. In Edmonton, the temperature goes to -20 outside, and I saw people wearing T-shirts. That's crazy.
When I first time came to Canada, small talk made me surprising for myself. When people talk with the weathers or some personal interested, it shocked me a lot.
And what shocked me was they wear shorts at outside because I think the temperatures is very cold for us.
Last week was International Week.
Yeah, we had a great time at the Global Goals Talk in the SEC, learned a lot of things, and had a lot of really great discussions.
And we also went to see something very interesting at the Fab Gallery. There it is. Narcus, you have this beautiful artwork that you created after you arrived in Canada. You arrived in Canada from Afghanistan, right? So what kind of culture shock did you experience, and how were you able to create your art?
Actually, at first, when people asked me about the cultural shock, I thought that there is no cultural shock for me, and I'm really doing good here in Canada because I know the culture, I know the people from movies or from some travels, but I was depressed for a year so bad, and I realized that maybe that was the cultural shock that I didn't realize.
And does it help you to be productive and to do something that you love doing, to deal with those kind of feelings?
During this process of making these illustrations and writing the books, I have to, it is some people ask people to talk to my advisors and other instructors. So yeah, during this project, I get familiar more with the culture of the people. Yes, so it was helpful, yes.
That's great. Thank you very much for sharing, and thank you for inspiring other students.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You know, that art exhibit we went to see was actually really beautiful.
Yeah, that was a really powerful story, and I think it's important that students know how to cope with their stress while living in a new country.
Yes, and exactly that's why we have invited Wellness Supports to be our guest speakers this Wednesday, and we are going to learn just about that.
Yeah, sounds great.
Is that peanut butter sandwich?
Join us for Try It Tuesday this week. We're going to be having peanut butter and jam. But don't tell Susanna.
Excuse me?
What did you just say? Nothing.
Okay. Hayden,
Oh, hey, Susanna.
what are you drawing this week?
Oh, well, I heard the theme in the SCC was culture shock.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so I drew a picture of something that happened to me many years ago when I was 23 years old. I was living in Japan for the first time. I was trying to buy something at a supermarket, and I didn't know much Japanese. I used a mix of Japanese and English, and it was a very confusing experience. So after that, I was kind of depressed because I was in another country and I realized I can't do something as simple as buy chicken.
And so what do you want students to draw?
Oh, that's a good question. So this week I'd like students to draw a confusing experience that they've experienced. It could be in Canada or it could be in another country, but basically draw a confusing intercultural experience. And if you want to know more about mine, you can check out the picture.
So, Gleb, what do you think of Kahoot Cup?
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I've been there
Okay,
for
and
the first time and I really like it. Really interesting questions, and we have like a competition with another classes,
Yeah.
and my class is won.
yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Luke's class, new leader, #1.
Yes,
So,
and we won because of me, Jefferson, and Nemo, because we get the last one. The question there was a double points. I
yeah,
think,
double the points. It was
And we
a,
got everything right. So
yeah, it was a bit of a number spelling challenge.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so you heard that Luke is the new #1 team, but everyone is still very, very close. So please come next week to keep competing.
Friday fun is always great.
I agree. Last week we went to the downtown library.
And there are so many things to do at the library. Besides borrowing books, you can play games, you can do stuff at the makerspace, you can even saw.
Wow, yeah. And then after we went to see the funicular, the 100th Street funicular.
Yeah, even though it was cold, but I don't know, everybody seemed to have lots of fun.
Yeah, it was a fun adventure with a beautiful view.
Yes. Gleb, do you know what curling is?
Not really. What is it?
Well, it's a Canadian sport, but it's a little bit difficult to explain. On Friday, however, we are going to try it. Would you like to come with us, maybe?
Yeah, we'll definitely come there.
Well, if you want to come and join us, it's going to cost $15 for a game of curling, and we also need to bring our running shoes. So we're looking forward to that.
This is Terry. This is Shona. This is Kevin. Here is Susanna.
And our super look! And this was Samurai! And culture shock that never goes away is the cold in the winter. -20, -25. This Canadian cold, it's gonna kill me one day.
Really, Susanna? It's not that cold out. Do you want some peanut butter and jam?
Absolutely not.